All right, good evening, everyone. We want to welcome everyone who's here this evening. It's a very special night. We look forward to this board meeting every year as we have the opportunity to honor a lot of our students and celebrate the end of the year. So we are going to call this meeting to order at 7:05, and we're going to begin with the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so the first order of business, we have an announcement for the Teacher of the Year and Paraprofessional of the Year for the year 2025. So are we going to go up there?
Sure.
Okay, so we will go up there, and then we have a number of other awards, so I think I'll stay up there. Okay.
Good evening. At this time, I'd like to congratulate Theodore, known as TJ Jones, for Teacher of the Year. TJ is a business teacher at Berlin High School, as Berlin's Teacher of the Year for the 2025. Congratulations, TJ. So, typically this evening we just announce who the Teacher of the Year is. We're fortunate to have TJ with us, so we asked him to come to the meeting. We will do much more of a formal presentation later at another board meeting, as well as TJ gets a opportunity to present to the entire staff and to get to go to the state, to enter into the state competition for State Teacher of the Year. So congratulations, TJ. A few words about TJ. TJ's formal education is varied. He has a Bachelor in Science and Finance from Hampton University, a Juris Doctorate from Fordham University, a Master's in Security Analysis and Profile Management from Creighton University, a Master's in Divinity from Christian Theology Seminary, and a business certificate through the alternate route to certification. We are fortunate that this route has brought him to the Berlin in the past 4 years. TJ believes that the traits of humility and dignity are not only help him through life experiences, but also reflected in how he relates to his students and colleagues. He sincerely believes that the challenges brought about by the pandemic significantly taught him new teaching patterns that through his colleagues' encouragement, he learned to embrace. Through the role TJ plays, encourages the students to engage in case studies and challenges them to ask complex questions. TJ believes that a student who answers a question of seemingly simple facts with a genuine and deep understanding has embraced the ethos of his classroom and begun to develop the multidisciplinary thinking skills that are necessary in even the most challenging global business community. I can say in announcing TJ's Teacher of the Year to his class, I asked the students, can you tell me why Mr. Jones deserves this award? And every student's hand went up, and what they said about TJ echoes exactly what I said to you. So TJ, on behalf of Berlin Public Schools, we couldn't think of another teacher that would represent us better, so congratulations again.
So I'm going to say a few words about TJ as well. I don't always have the opportunity to know the teacher or the paraprofessional who's being recognized, but I do with TJ. And as teachers, you always want to set your students up for success and see them succeed. So TJ was a student of mine when he was in the alternate route to certification program. So he began this journey in East Hartford at Goodwin University every Saturday and until the pandemic shut us down. So from the very beginning, it was evident that everything that TJ does is for the students because he has a passion for teaching, business education, life lessons, and helping to shape the students to be their best possible versions of themselves. He provides them with opportunities and experience that will benefit them as they, continue through BHS, but when they leave BHS and enter the world beyond Berlin. I've always appreciated how TJ engages in dialogue about pedagogy, challenges, and his wins. as a fellow business teacher, I'm always looking to see what TJ's doing and with his students, and maybe how I can improve and what else I can do. TJ is always at games, student events. He is always out in the community, and he doesn't live nearby and has a family of his own, and I really admire and respect that. Though I've been a teacher longer than TJ, and I was his teacher, you know, he is someone who I look up to because he's a lifelong learner, and from the very beginning I could see that. He values education, he values learning, and he's in it for the right reasons. So, you know, he is a colleague that I really look up to as a role model, and that's what you want in a Teacher of the Year. You don't just want someone that all the kids are gonna love and learn from and enjoy, but who their colleagues are going to look to and wanna learn from. And so as the roles have shifted from me being his teacher, I always learn something every single time I talk to him and think about what else can I do to improve. So TJ, what you do for the Berlin community is truly impressive, and I just wanted to take a moment and thank you for that and congratulate you for the Teacher of the Year.
At this time, I'd like to recognize our Paraprofessional of the Year. Along with having teachers, our paras do unsung work throughout the district. And without them, the district could not open and do what we do every day. They make connections with students, they support students, they're a vital part of our school system. So at this time, I'd like to recognize a paraprofessional there. Please join me in congratulating Amanda Landry from Catherine McGee School as Berlin's Paraprofessional of the Year for 2025. Just read a little bit about Amanda. Amanda truly exhibits the ideal team member, collaborator, paraprofessional. While her official role is floater registered behavioral technician at McGee, Amanda has stepped in to assist in many different programs across 3 schools, McGee, Griswold, and Berlin High School. To work with students and staff, Amanda has assisted in the BLAST, the SOAR, and SNAP programs with all students, specifically some students in intense programming and behavioral needs. Amanda always comes in ready with a positive attitude to take on the task of the day. She is eager to learn and continues to expand her knowledge and skill set while also teaching and training others. She provides support, mentoring to paras with regard to behavioral management techniques, data collection, modeling of intervention strategies with students. Amanda has met individually with teachers as well as service providers to further her knowledge about her students and their program. She makes sure that all staff are on the same page. Amanda's seamless transition throughout the day and working with multiple students does not go unnoticed. Her calm demeanor and preparedness truly makes the students feel comfortable and have the desire to work with her and trust her. Amanda's shown on many occasions the ability to handle difficult behaviors with grace. Amanda is an effective communicator and always ensures that staff across multiple schools are aware of any changes that are happening in her role where she will be. She maintains student dignity and always follows ethical conduct while also maintaining confidentiality. TJ and Amanda will honor you for dedication excellence at a November board meeting, and we want to thank both of you for representing the Berlin Public Schools. Congratulations. At this time, I'm going to ask Berlin High School Principal Katie Amenta to come forward.
Hello, everyone. Congratulations to everyone receiving special recognitions tonight. I have the honor at this time to speak on behalf of the 2024 Salutatorian, which is Patrick Cott. Patrick has been described as an exceptional, intelligent leader who is dedicated to not only his academics, but also to his extracurricular activities. During his time at Berlin High School, he's consistently achieved honor roll status during every quarter while challenging himself to rigorous academic course load. His favorite subject is math, where he enjoys the logical aspect of the content in subject. He enjoys problem solving. He has ultimately been prepared to obtain the Connecticut Seal of Biliteracy for the language of Polish. He's been doing this and working on this on every Saturday for 10 years, ultimately preparing him for that seal of biliteracy. Patrick's passion for soccer leads him to a dedicated countless hours of improving his skills and contributing to his team's success. He is a team player who motivates and supports his peers. Patrick is also deeply involved in extracurricular activities, including Upbeat, Wilderness Club, and powerlifting. As a member of the DECA Business Club, he placed second in the state competition for business law and ethics category. As a co-founding member of the Mock Trial Club, his team placed in the top 8 in the state competition. He is heavily involved as a troop leader in Polish Boy Scouts, planning meetings and trips, as well as organizing fundraising community service activities. With everything he's involved with, he finds time for employment, a suburban ski and bike. Once he leaves the halls of Berlin High School, Patrick will miss the close sense of community between the students and teachers, the simple conversations and sense of family amongst the class of 2024. His advice to those in high school is to get involved in various extracurricular activities, as well as to help students meet new people of all grade levels, develop leadership skills, build strong bonds with classmates and teachers, and this will help students become well-rounded. After graduation, Patrick will attend the University of Connecticut honors program to study computer science with an end goal of ultimately working in software development or cybersecurity fields. Please join me in congratulating Patrick Cott on this outstanding accolade. Come on up, Patrick. And at this time, I'd like to recognize our class of 2024 Valedictorian, Addison Whiteside. Mature, thoughtful, intelligent, the complete package. These are a few words to describe Addison Whiteside. Academically, Addie has challenged herself to rigorous course load while maintaining honor roll status throughout her time at Berlin High School. She values her education, always putting forth her best work and thinking critically about what and why she's learning. Gymnastics, a large part of Addie's life for the past 13 years, which I learned recently at signing day, exemplifies her character and commitment. As a year-long sport that demands the ultimate in physical and mental performance, Addie has endured several injuries that could have ended her athletic career. However, her love for the sport and refusal to let anything beat her led her to always find her way to overcome and stay motivated. Addie is also involved in several extracurricular activities, including Class of 2024 Vice President, Student Director of the Writing Center, Upbeat, the Ryan T. Lee Memorial Club, and Random Acts of Kindness Club. Outside of school, she volunteers at the Meriden Humane Society and the Sacred Heart Church Berlin Fair food booth. Several families in town call on Addie to provide child care services. She loves babysitting younger children. One of the things that Addison will miss most about Berlin High School is candid conversations with her peers and teachers, not only about specific subjects, but life, struggles, and aspirations in general, and being able to simply wave hello in the hallway to the people who have shaped who she is today. Her advice to those currently in high school is to try your absolute best. Not only to take it for granted, take it one day at a time, to notice and appreciate all the little things. Even small moments stick in memories because they do matter. Addison will be attending Brown University in the fall, where she will be a member of the gymnastics team. She hopes to choose a path that allows her to make a difference in the future, whether that's practicing law, studying film, or something related to English. Please join me in congratulating our 2024 Valedictorian, Addison Whiteside.
right, so now we are going to get into the CABE Student Leadership Awards. CABE is the Connecticut Association of Boards of Education, and 2 students are selected each year for these awards. So I am going to invite, 4 students, 2 from the middle school and 2 from the high school. I'm going to invite Katie Amenta back up to present the CABE Awards, the CABE Student Leadership Awards for Emma Lavoie and Ian Saunders. Okay. I thought you were presenting. Brian just told me you were.
Okay. No problem. Give me a moment. A lot of speeches tonight, so bear with us. All right. Okay, I'm back. So now I have the opportunity to present the CABE Student Leadership Award. The first recipient is going to senior Emma Lavoie. Intelligent, creative, selfless, and empathetic. These are words that one can use to describe Emma. She is a remarkable young woman who has consistently demonstrated her commitment to academic excellence and her ability to persevere. She has the ability to manage a rigorous academic course load that includes AP and UConn ECE experience courses. Her induction into the Berlin High School chapters of the National Honor Society and the Rho Kappa National Honor Society of Social Studies speaks to just some of that. She serves for the Rho Kappa secretary and is a testament to her dedication to scholarship, leadership, and community service. Emma is an integral member of several Berlin High School clubs, including Upbeat and the Ryan T. Lee Club. She was elected by her peers to represent the class of 2024 as social chair and serves as treasurer of student government. Emma tutors in the Writing Center, is a peer leader on the Unified Sports Basketball team, and tutors students in Spanish. I don't think you sleep now that I'm reading all of this. Her Spanish skills helped her earn the Connecticut Seal of Biliteracy. Emma is involved with soccer both on the high school team and an outside club, demonstrating her teamwork and dedication. She volunteers at her church, helping to distribute food to those in need and assisting at the Berlin Fair food booth. With everything else she has going on, Emma has also found time for employment at a local restaurant, and she serves as a swim instructor where she further polished her leadership skills. She has been awarded the Gettysburg College Book Award for distinguished study of American history and excellence in honors in pre-calculus, and has achieved high honor status for all 4 years at Berlin High School. After graduation, Emma plans to study engineering at a 4-year college or university in the Northeast. Emma is intelligent, creative, selfless, and empathetic. She is exceptional character and is highly deserving of being selected for Berlin High's 2024 Connecticut Association of Board of Education Student Leadership Award. Emma, come on up. Congratulations. So I want to add, we selected Emma for this award about 6 months ago. So this, when originally was drafted, we did not know that she landed her acceptance to the University of Connecticut, where she's going to study civil engineering. So congratulations again, Emma. Next is a familiar face. If you attend the Board of Education meetings, we get to recognize our senior student, Mr. Ian Saunders. Ian is an exceptional individual with a strong academic foundation, outstanding leadership abilities, and a deep commitment to both his studies and extracurricular activities. Academically, Ian's strength lies in his ability to adapt swiftly to different classes and subjects. With a rigorous academic schedule, this adaptability has allowed him to hone his critical thinking skills and understanding of diverse subjects. Ian's academic success has been recognized with multiple honors and awards, including the Daughters of the American Revolution Good Citizen Award, AP Scholar with Honors, Clarkson University Leadership and Scholarship Award, and the Hugh O'Brien Youth Leadership Program Award. Ian has consistently been on the honor roll during his time at Berlin High School. Ian's involvement in extracurricular activities is impactful and has provided him with opportunities to demonstrate exceptional leadership qualities. Ian is a lead editor for the Red Coat Review, the BHS school newspaper, and as an Upbeat coordinator Ian helps to create leadership workshops and plan multi-day events across grade levels. He was elected by his peers to serve as a student representative on the Berlin Board of Education, where he provides input on changes made at the district level. He works closely with myself, high school principal, regarding student life and reports on several activities. Ian is an informed leader, prioritizing understanding and integrating various perspectives to make well-informed decisions. His leadership style emphasizes empathy, collaboration, and effective communication, making him an exemplary role model for his peers. Ian has a clear vision for his future career path in medicine research chemist. He has taken proactive steps towards his goal, working with the BHS Yukon Partnership on the malaria vaccine research project. His post-graduation plans are to attend Vassar College with a double major in chemistry and English. Ian's academic prowess, leadership skills, and dedication to his goals make him a standout individual who serves as an inspiration to his peers. Congratulations, Ian, on being selected as a recipient of Berlin High School's 2024 Connecticut Association of Board of Education Student Leadership Award. Congratulations, Ian. I'd like to add off script that Ian is a student leader that I've gotten to work very closely with this year. I often joke that I feel as though he's a colleague and not a student because he is so ahead of his time, so this is very well deserved. Congratulations, Ian.
All right, we're going to have Mr. Urso come up and do the CABE Awards for the middle school.
All right, thank you. So welcome, everybody. I'm going to ask Brody Andre to join me up here. So we do have 2 CABE Leadership Awards. This evening we honor Brody Andre. Brody lives with his big family, including his mom, dad, stepmom, stepdad, brothers Jaden and Ethan, and sister Ellie. He's consistently demonstrated the qualities of a leader. His dedication, kindness, and pursuit of excellence have made a significant impact on everyone around him. Academically, Brody excels in all subjects, but especially in math, a favorite subject thanks to Mrs. Pandolfi's engaging and inspiring teaching. It's not just his current teachers who have made a difference in his life. Brody fondly recalls Mr. Molly from 4th grade and his science teacher, Mr. Crean, who have played a crucial role in shaping his educational journey. Outside the classroom, Brody is enthusiastic about various sports. He plays soccer, baseball, basketball, golf, skiing, and he also fishes. He is a member of the McGee track and soccer teams, and that exemplifies his commitment to teamwork and perseverance. Brody's personal motto, always try your best and have fun, is a testament to the values instilled in him by his heroes, his mom and dad. This principle is evident in everything he does and will surely continue to serve him well as he aspires to a future career as a social worker or a counselor. Brody's leadership skills, combined with his compassion and dedication, make us incredibly proud of him and his accomplishments. Congratulations on receiving this well-deserved leadership award. Your future is bright, and we look forward to seeing all the wonderful things you'll achieve. Let's all give Brody a round of applause for his positive influence. Congratulations, Brody. We got one more for us. And if we could have Noah Foster come on up. Noah. Noah lives with his mom, dad, sisters Carolina and Gabriella, and his brother Eli. We appreciate his family for having encouraged the qualities that make Noah a leader among his peers. Academically, Noah excels in math and history, where he demonstrates a natural aptitude and confidence. His school years have been significantly influenced by several teachers along his journey, from Mr. Molly and Mr. Santoro at Hubbard to his inspiring teachers here at McGee, Mr. Centarelli, Mr. Crean, Mr. Labadia, and Mr. Parisi. Each of these educators has played a role in shaping Noah's academic path with their outgoing and kind personalities. Noah's passion for sports is equally impressive. He thrives in the competitive setting and participates actively in McGee soccer, basketball, and baseball. His commitment and teamwork on the field mirror the perseverance and determination he shows in all areas of his life. One of Noah's guiding pieces of advice is, if you don't keep trying, you'll never succeed at your goals. This message speaks to the way he approaches academics and athletics and will serve him well in his future endeavors. Noah looks up to his cousin Eli, a Major League Baseball player whose success serves as a source of inspiration for him. Although Noah has not yet settled on a specific career path, he's considering something related to math. Given his current achievements and the dedication he demonstrates, we have no doubt that Noah will excel in whatever path he chooses. Let's all join together in giving Noah Foster a round of applause for his outstanding achievements and positive impact he's had on the school. Congratulations. Nice job.
All right, so the next two, not awards, but recognitions that we will give is a thank you to our student board representatives. And I will open this up to the board as well if you guys would like to say anything on your microphones. But Ian and Anusha are here every single board meeting. There's been times where I've known we were going to have a long meeting and I said, you guys can go. And they said, no, we'll stay. And I really respect that about them. They add in any time that they feel that they have something to say, and we always look forward to the presentation that they put together to report out on what's going on at BHS. You guys are a real value added to our board, and we appreciate your service. So we want to just give you a little gift for thank you. You guys can come on up, and if any of the board members would like to say anything, floor is yours. Would anyone on the board like to say anything? Someone say something.
I'll just say a quick thank you again. I'm not sure how many people have been to meetings before, but they do a wonderful PowerPoint presentation that started about a year or two ago. And it really keeps us informed of what's going on in schools, the activities that are going on, updates on all the activities that they're involved with. But it's also good to have their perspective when we're talking about student-specific items within schools, you know, cell phone usage, the calendar, graduation ceremonies, things like that. It's we could think what we want here, but it's imperative to have the student input because they're the ones that are definitely affected the most by it. So appreciate all of your time and effort on the board.
Move on. All right, well, thank you. And Ian, we will miss you. So good luck next year. All right, I'm going to move on to the special recognition for the Celebration of the Arts for 2024.
At this time, I'd like to introduce Tyler Boyle, who is our K-12 Fine Arts Coordinator, and he will be introducing the other art teachers and providing the awards to our students. Tyler?
Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and congratulations certainly to all of our students. I'm honored to be here with all of you this evening and to recognize our students who have really excelled in the visual arts this school year. Tonight, we are excited to celebrate the 2024 Visual Arts Exhibition and the incredible talent and dedication of our students. The arts play a vital role in our schools, offering windows to a world of creativity, expression, and personal growth. We are proud to honor and showcase our arts program and the students who were chosen by various administrators from our buildings and across the district to have their work displayed in our buildings throughout the next school year. I'll start by introducing each principal up one at a time. I need the clicker here. All right, so first I'd like to invite Mr. Campbell from Griswold School.
Hi, good evening, everybody. As principal, I selected Liliana Maselik's figurine called Clay Monster. Lily, do you want to come up? So the reason I selected this, Lily, is it happens just a few days prior to going to the district art show. My daughter actually had a birthday party at Glazed Pottery, and I can appreciate how difficult it is to make something like that. And when I first looked at it, it just was striking to me because it looked like something I would read in a book. There's a book I always read to my kids called Deep Sea Mile, and it kind of just reminded me of that, and it's very, very creative, and I thought you just did a fantastic job. Congratulations on a really well done.
All right, and next from Hubbard, Mr. Souza.
Good evening, everyone. Congratulations to all of the award recipients. Very well deserved. Tyler, come on down here. Tyler Brizick, come on down here. Stand right here, buddy. Thanks. So I chose Tyler's piece of artwork because selfishly, my favorite season is the fall. Tyler is, as you can see, a first grader, and I'm never failed to be moved and impacted by the beauty and uniqueness of primary students' vision of the world and the art that they can produce. I'm probably about 4.5 decades older than him, and I'm incapable of seeing fall that way anymore because I've been around a little bit too long. So the gift that he gave me was a picture of fall through the eyes of a 6-year-old, which I know I can no longer get, but you gave me that gift with that beautiful color, the leaves, the purity of it, just really spoke to me. So thank you for that gift of the fall time sunset, Tyler. Congratulations, Tyler.
And from Willard, Mr. Chevrini.
Thank you, everyone, and congratulations to all tonight's honorees. I'd like to invite Emma Wethjay up. Come on up, Emma. And I selected Emma's work, Mandala, and the reason that I chose this work is it struck me right away when I looked at it. It gave me a feeling of peace based on the bright colors within the concentric circles, and the level of detail immediately caught my eye, especially in the leaves that fall out below. And the background reminded me of a blue sky at sunset, with the reds in that background reminding me of the sun and the way it impacts the sky at dusk. In addition, this is a representation for me, and I hope, Emma, I'm not sure, I know that she was learning about mandalas in art class, but a dream catcher protects, it was made by Native American tribes to protect children from nightmares, and also a mandala itself is meant to ward off negative thoughts and feelings, and the combination of the Dreamcatcher and mandala makes this piece of artwork extra special. So congratulations, Emma, and great job.
And Mr. Urso from McGee School.
Yeah, multiple times. Hi. Hi, everyone. I'd like to call up Maggie Shook, please. So, you got it. Thank you. So I have to say that the absolute best part of my day today was meeting with her on this piece. And when I first looked at it, I'm not really an artist. I could just appreciate, I liked the way this thing looked. And I thought that it was purposeful, it was positive, and it was like meticulous. It's hard to see on this, but that's made out of paper. And she's so thoughtful about this. She came down when I went to talk to her about it, and she had a notebook, right? And in that notebook, she changed the name of this piece 3 times, and it's not quite done. It was called Three Little Ducks. It was called Fantasy Tree. It's called The Book of Life, and boy, did she school me. So this is made of something called paper quilling. So the book is actually made of like folded pieces of paper, and the tree is made of folded pieces of paper, and the background is acrylic. So I asked her if she wanted to be a teacher someday. She said she would use teaching as a side hustle, maybe. But she described for me the tree represents growth, the grass represents there's more to a story, the falling leaves are memories, some are far, some are close, and they eventually fade, and the background represents bright times. So when I thought this was purposeful and positive, it was great that I had a chance to actually meet the artist. So congratulations, I think it's excellent, and we're going to have this hanging in our school for a little while. So thank you so much. Great job. You did a great job.
And Mrs. Amenta back up from Berlin High School.
All right, hello again, everyone. So I'd like to call up Liana Spinelli. Is Liana here? Come on up, Liana. So this was my first opportunity at attending the annual night at the New Britain Arts Museum award ceremony and celebration from the lens of getting to select a few pieces on behalf of Berlin High School. And so as I admired the wall of talent, right down to the elementary students, it was really difficult to choose, but this particular piece stood out to me for a variety of reasons. So one, personally, this reminds me of a classic New England beach scene. And so as I kept circling the room, I kept coming back to this piece. And for me, I had a personal connection with the colors and the grass in the stand, something along the lines of Cape Cod or Maine. But grassy beach on a bright summer day is what I'm dreaming of currently. I'm sure many people here are dreaming of as well. But the watercolors in this particular piece are very intentional, and I've learned a lot about the arts this past year in speaking with students, and I know that this is not a piece that's simply thrown together. It comes with intention, with storytelling. So Liana, you are very talented, and I'd like to congratulate you. I cannot wait to hang this up at Berlin High School in the main office, so congratulations. So because we have so many courses under Fine Arts at Berlin High School, I have the opportunity to choose 2 pieces. And so the second piece comes from our pottery class. So I'm going to call up Grace Buchholz. Come on up. So by chance, I happened to visit Grace's pottery class one day earlier in the school year where this creation was just in the starting phase. And again, a personal connection. I stopped and I said, what are you creating? And she said, oh, it's sort of a family joke and a family thing. But this is Town Beach, our honey spot. And she was creating this bumblebee. And I said, oh, my daughter's name is Brianna, and we call her Bumblebee. And so we had this little conversation, and then some time went by. I didn't see the personal touches or where it landed until the day of the event. And I fell upon the table and I saw this piece there and I said, this is the one. So after speaking with Grace's family, they also shared their inside family connection of calling themselves the Bees. So congratulations to Grace. This is outstanding. And again, a lot of work and technique goes into creating something like this. So congratulations, Grace.
All right, and next we have one of our directors of curriculum, Mrs. Watson.
First of all, I'd like to thank Tyler for organizing such a phenomenal art show. I absolutely love going to this every single year, and to all of our art teachers in the district, thank you for helping our students develop their talent. I've never chosen a photography piece before, and so I thought this was really interesting with the use of Photoshop. I kept going around the room and coming back to this because, again, thinking like Mrs. Amenta ahead to summer, it just looked so refreshing. So that was one of the first things. I'm thinking of my nice summer iced tea with the freshly squeezed lemon, and that just stood out to me right away, and just the way that was kind of in the forefront. The other reason, in all honesty, that I chose this, my grandmother is from England, and she drinks tea at least 3 times a day and uses the fancy little teacups, and she just turned 99 a couple of weeks ago, and so she was on my mind, and when I saw that, it made me think of her, and when I get to have this hanging in my office, it'll be a nice reminder of her for years to come. So just a really interesting piece, and I know Riley couldn't be here, but congratulations to Riley.
And Mrs. Jerpin.
So congratulations to everyone. When we put time in our calendar to go to the art show during the day to choose our pieces, I never put enough time because I spend time just going back and forth and looking, and truly choosing pieces like this that's really difficult because it's really a personal piece is when you decide. Is Melina here tonight? Thank you. So Melina, when I looked at this, I really liked the color. That's what I was drawn to. And so when I pulled the piece, I kept going back to it, and Mrs. Watson was with me, and I'd say, come see this one. And we kept going back, and she said, obviously, that's the piece that you're going to pick. So I thank you for putting this together. As Mrs. Watson said, this sits in my office for the following year, for next year, and then it will go out into the offices outside. And so you will leave a piece of your artwork with us. So we appreciate that, and thank you so much for bringing this forward. All right, congratulations. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Before I introduce Mr. Benigni, I just want to say that all of the visual displays you've seen this evening, they're just a small representation of the over 200 student works that we had on display at the New Britain Museum as part of this year's exhibition, which is our largest exhibition that we've had thus far. I was really, really pleased to see so many students and families join us for that. And the talent that you see on display is due in part thanks to our outstanding visual arts staff, many of whom are here tonight. So from Berlin High School, I want to recognize Ms. Galasso and Mrs. Miller. From McGee Middle School, Mr. Holland and Ms. Ripley. And from our 3 elementary schools, Ms. Vernon and Ms. Lee. So if we could all give them a round of applause, please. And Mr. Benigni.
The tradition of going to the art show and getting an opportunity to look at all the student work prior to anyone coming in, and then seeing the art museum filled with people wall to wall. It's very exciting every year that we have a forum and art museum of the caliber of the Britain Art Museum to host our student work. With that being said, as everyone shared their process of looking at the artwork, I stand in the middle of the room and I step back and I just keep turning and we're looking at until something jumps out, and then I move a little closer till it speaks to me. So as you look at this picture, there's a lot of distance, and to me it looked like a lake, maybe frozen in the winter, and I like New Hampshire, I like the snowmobile, and as I looked further away and got closer, I felt that effect that I was very far and then very close, and that I was almost standing out in the middle of this lake looking out to the mountains or hills around it. So I'm not quite sure if, Katrina, it was a lake, but that's how it spoke to me. And what happens with the pictures that we select at the board, they are usually framed and then they hang on the board as decorations for years to come. So over the course of the years, I think we have 8 or 9 that have been my selections, and they now hang in the hallway in the Board of Ed. So Katrina, I want to thank you for the fine work and how it spoke to me, so thank you. So the question, was it a lake? All right. Thank you so much. Before I give you back the mic, I just want to thank Tyler Boyle. Having a K-12 arts coordinator has helped us out immensely, coordinate things such as this, as well as the music side within the Berlin Public Schools. As much as we stand proudly on our athletic programs in Berlin, we do feel strongly about the arts, and we want to keep promoting the arts throughout Berlin. So this is just one example of how we feel about the arts here in Berlin Public Schools. So thank you very much, Tyler, for all your work.
Congratulations to all those who are here this evening and were recognized. This is a really exciting night. We don't want to make you stay any longer because we know it's almost 8 o'clock and it's getting later. So we're not going to recess, but we'll just pause for a moment. So if you'd like to leave, feel free to do so. Get cookies on the way out, and let's just give them one more round of applause.
So can we add this to the agenda?
Which is what? Can you finish? We are ready to continue. All right, so before we begin to the next part of the meeting, I would like to add an item to the agenda, a resignation. Do we have a motion for consideration?
Yes, okay. I would like to motion to add an agenda to the item to the acceptance of the resignation of Megan Sorois, the principal of Willard School, effective June 30th, 2024. And we'd like to thank her for all her many years of service to our district.
Do we have a second? Second. All right.
Just to add.
Yep. We just added it. So thank you, Meg Sorois, for serving, and we will miss you. Anyone else have anything to say?
Let's just add it to the agenda.
Is it just add it to the agenda, then we vote? Then
Oh, we're just vote, yeah.
Yeah, we're just voting that to the
Add.
agenda.
then we
Yeah,
accept it.
okay.
So you can make it as,
Just add to the
Number.
agenda.
yes.
All those in
Maybe.
favor?
We can make it
hang on.
H. No,
H.
no, you
All
can't,
right.
nope, sorry.
No?
Yeah, you could make it H. We'll just have to do it before, that's all. Because you can't move them. Those are executive sessions.
You put it wherever you want.
Yep.
Put it at the end of the new business.
Yep.
Just put it at the end of
H,
new business.
Yep.
H.
And we'll do it before F and G, that's all.
We'll
because
just we'll add it as H and do it before F and G.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so we have a motion to add an item to the agenda. Do we have a second? Second by Adam. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Peter, okay. Opposed? Did everyone vote?
Peter voted.
Jamie is,
So it's 8-0.
it's 7-0.
7-0?
Jamie's not here. at the moment.
Peter voted.
Peter voted.
It's 8-0.
Oh, wait, sorry.
It's 8-0, okay. So it will be added to the agenda, thank you. Okay, moving on to correspondence of the board. Report of board members. Do any board members have anything that they would like to report? Yeah, go ahead.
Unfortunately, Mr. Boyle left. I would have congratulated him on the students that were nominated for and received Halo Awards this last week at the Seven Angels Theater, well, not the Palace, but the Seven Angels Theater Halo Awards, or whatever the official name is. You know, and every year that I've been to that, you know, the preparedness and the talent that Berlin High School displays at these events is amazing. So I congratulate him and I congratulate the students. Always a fun event, by the way.
Thanks. Anyone else have anything they would like to report?
I attended the Jazz with Pizzazz, also art program, Friday night, and the first part of it, at least I was there for it, was some really talented students, and I heard there was an alumni band after I left, and that was great too.
All right. Thank you for sharing with the board. Moving on to our favorite, one of our favorite parts of the meeting, the report of student representatives. So we will turn it over to Ian and Anusha, and it's, Ian, is this your last meeting? Yes. Okay, so this is Ian's last time after 2 years, so take it away.
So on May 17th, 8th graders from McGee toured the high school building, guided by student ambassadors. During their visit, the incoming class explored future classrooms and met their new teachers, getting a glimpse of what awaits them in high school.
On May 20th, the high school hosted their annual college admission athletic recognition ceremony. This event celebrated the achievements of student athletes who have been accepted into college athletic programs. Congratulations to all the student athletes for their college acceptances and the bright future that awaits them.
And then also on May 20th, a group of 11th grade students visited New York City as part of their history classes. They explored Liberty and Ellis Island, gaining a deeper understanding of American history. Additionally, they visited the 9/11 Memorial and Museum, where they learned about the tragic events of September 11th and their impact on the nation.
On May 23rd, BHS hosted the Connecticut Associations of Schools Women in Leadership Conference, which had a goal of empowering young women to take chances on their dreams. The event was attended by inspired students, educators, and remarkable guest speakers from across Connecticut.
And then on May 23rd and 25th, students from the AP UConn ECE chemistry class had the opportunity to visit Alexion Pharmaceuticals and the UConn Stores labs. During these 2 trips, students were able to gain more lab experience, as well as learn more about possible careers in the science field.
On May 24th, the seniors enjoyed a day of fun at YMCA Mountain Mist. The event featured food trucks, a mechanical bull, an abundance of snacks, basketball, and various other activities, providing the seniors with a memorable final trip as a group.
There's a discussion about the budget.
And finally, this Friday, June 7th, the class of 2024 will be graduating at 5:30 p.m. at Sage Park. This marks their final time in the Berlin Public Schools and will allow them to move on to a new chapter within their lives. This event comes right after the graduate walkthrough, where students visited their old elementary schools and McGee Middle Schools. And that's all that we have for tonight. And I would just like to add thank you to everyone for supporting me over these past couple of years, and thank you. So.
All right, so thank you so much, and we will see you Friday at graduation. Okay. Moving on to committee reports, we're gonna save the F&O committee last to report out because we just met this morning. Do any other committees have anything? Have they met? No? Okay. I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to hear Peter since he is on Zoom. But this morning at 7 a.m., the F&O committee meeting met, 7:07. So I don't know if you want to try or if you want to have Adam or if you would like to. But
Peter, do you want to try to, as the chair of the committee, speak about
Yeah.
this meeting? I'm going to put the microphone here up and it'll pick you up. Go ahead, Peter.
All right. If it's able to pick me up, sure. So the F&O committee met this morning, and basically we just reviewed the slight increase to the budget that we received from the Town Council and Board of Finance, which is from 2.75 to 3%. We discussed the potential cuts that we would have to do in response to that. To put a long story short, many of the tentative cuts we had proposed in prior months leading up to the budget pretty much are remaining the same, with the exception of retaining middle school ESS. Unfortunately, due to the lack of, lack of funds, we're in agreement to make a very difficult decision to have to potentially cut middle school sports. It's our hope, because we are not here to set the budget today, but that the Town Council will meet tomorrow to discuss further. It's our hope that we can potentially get a little bit of increased funding in order to restore middle school sports moving forward. It certainly isn't an easy choice, but our backs are kind of against the wall.
thank you, Peter. Adam, is there anything else you'd like to add to that report?
We also just quickly just talked about the non-lapsing account, any potential funds for that would be utilized for any one-time capital purchases, because technically we don't really have a capital budget, because that always gets cut by the Board of Finance. And then we have some personnel that's not covered by collective bargaining, which we'll be discussing in executive session after this.
And then thank you, and then during the meeting where we kind of left things before tomorrow night's meeting was Brian and I would make a call to the mayor and let him know in advance that due to the cuts, at this point, after considering everything, middle school sports will have to get cut. There's nothing else we can cut unless we have some money restored back in. So Brian and I spoke with him this evening a little bit after 5, and we told him, basically everything that was covered in the meeting. And he's going to talk to the council tomorrow night. They would have to go to a joint meeting with the Board of Finance and then vote to restore it. I am unable to attend that meeting because I have a work event that I am obligated to attend, but Brian is going to be attending and just following up, as that's where we kind of left off with the mayor. We think it would be best if typically the superintendent doesn't attend the town council meetings, but in this case, you know, we need to make sure that, you know, he is present, so if there are certain questions, they can be answered. So the superintendent will be joining through Zoom, and if anyone else would like to join tomorrow night's meeting, you know that he will be there, and that is where we left things. So there's no action for the board to take this evening. I guess just more to come. Peter, anything else?
No, that about covers it. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, correspondence to the board?
No correspondence to the board this evening.
Okay. We can move on to audience of citizens. If you are interested in approaching the board, please do so. When you come up to the microphone, please state your name and address, and you will be limited to 3 minutes per resident.
Give him a couple extra minutes just for that.
Cornell Boudria, 115 Skinner Road. So, a couple of things. First of all, I want to give a big shout out to Meg Sorois. We're a Willard family. We have been for the past 8 years. Megan Sorois was principal there for the better part of our time in Willard. A lot of good memories from her. Really sorry to hear that she's leaving. She leaves behind a great hole in the Willard community. We wish her well. We wish her well in her family and everything going on in her personal life. Great person. Really sad that she's not coming back. Moving on to the budget, I have a 5th grader that's moving up into 6th grade. I have a 7th grader going into 8th grade. My 8th grader was a walk-on to the track team this year. Just spontaneously said, hey, you know what? I want to run track. I was like, go for it, do it. Walk on onto track. The girl earned a spot in states. Just absolutely blew us away. It is a travesty that we are in a town of abundance and we are talking about removing middle school sports. And we are talking about removing mental health services from our school system, middle school. That is absolutely appalling. We should all be ashamed of ourselves that we are in this position. I don't think I need to say anything else because I'm speaking to the choir, but we all need to show up at town council tomorrow and make our voices heard and say enough is enough. Shame. Put money back into the budget, not just for middle school sports, but for ESS. And start considering the impact that loss of positions has on the educational capacity for this school district. We are also in a position where we are going to lose 8 positions. That's unacceptable as well. This is a bad budget. We should all be upset by it. We need to show up and we need to get mad. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to approach the board? All right. Cornell has 44 seconds left. We'll just. No, you're good. Thank you for coming out. All right, moving on to our next item, the consent agenda. Do we have a motion for consideration?
I move the board accept the consent agenda as presented.
Do we have a second? Second. Motion by Adam, second by Gina. Do we have any discussion? Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that carries 9-0. Okay, moving on to the next item, the Berlin Visiting Nurse Association service agreement with the Board of Education for July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025. The annual agreement between the Berlin Board of Education and the Berlin VNA has been posted in Schoology. Do we have a motion for consideration?
I'll move that the board approve the agreement between the Berlin Board of Education and the Berlin Visiting Nurse Association for fiscal year 2024-2025.
Do we have a second? So the motion by Adam, second by Melissa. Do we have any discussion?
I've got a question.
Yes.
I know that the VNA has been a topic of discussion for a number of years, and I'm curious, and I know, and I've heard the question before. So the VNA provides the nurses for our schools. Is there a different training for the school nurses than the visiting nurses, or how does that work? How are they selected for the schools?
They're selected by the schools by the nursing director. We don't have we have input. The principals have input in their building, but they're selected by the director. Right now, there's an interim director who was a nurse within the VNA, and there's a supervisor who works under the director's 10-month position, who is also new, not new to the district. She was a school nurse at Hubbard prior to taking that position. So we don't have direct oversight of the nurses. It's really through the VNA. I meet monthly with both the director and the supervisor and communicate with them if there's any concerns on their end. John Schmaltz, the safety and security director, meets with us also, and then feedback from the principals.
And is there anything that says that the school nurses have to be provided by the VNA?
No, it's my understanding that there's not. I know there's been discussions. I know Roche is retiring and leaving, but there was discussions at one point that, could the nurses be employed directly by the schools? But I will say that, there's no one else in the district that has the nursing expertise that the director and the supervisor have. So it would have to be, those responsibilities, we'd have to have someone who's either hired or trained to supervise the nurses.
And if there's an issue with a nurse in the school, does that nurse get moved, or do you have that nurse like for the entire year?
No, the previous director was semi-responsive when we had an issue with a nurse in a building and have them move, and they're currently making adjustments based on recommendations. So the meetings with the new director and the supervisor have been very productive and very candid. So yes, the opportunity for nurses not, I know that there are nursing changes that will be taking place for next year that have already been discussed, and that we've asked, and they've asked, they're paid under account 61, and that's with the town account. There's been a petition by the supervisor and the director to add a second nurse at Willard, just because of the volume and the students' population at the need. That has not been funded at this point because it's funded through the town side. So they're looking at possibly putting a part-time person there and making some adjustments. Right now we have 2 nurses at the high school, 1 at Willard, and then we have a part-time nurse that helps out at McGee, so there's like 1.5. So those are concerns, Adam, that we don't have direct oversight of because we don't fund the nurses. They're funded through Department 61.
Just my last comment, the VNA, it's been a large discussion for a number of years because it's in the budget, and I understand all of that. And I know that there's been it's been contemplated previously, not in a while, but it's still been contemplated previously about having the Board of Ed take over the role of hiring school nurses and oversight within the board, hierarchy versus VNA, and just something maybe I'm not against this as a contract this year, but maybe something to consider for next year.
I think that's a fair statement. I think the issue is right now that the monies to pay for the nurses are not in our operational budget. So we'd have to get those monies released by the town to put our operational budget to do that. And in conversations with the town manager, the VNA that it has been struggling, those funds that are paid here, they need that to even substantiate the VNA as it is of right now, which is not as, there's a cost to the VNA that typically does not run in the positive. So taking the nurses away would put it even more into the red, the school nurses.
Okay, well, I just hope that we're not, I hope we're not propping up the VNA with the school nurses. I'm just saying that I think that's something to be considered in the future that should be separated.
Right, and I can share that we have nursing assistants in the building, and Unfortunately, I had a nursing assistant come to visit, to speak with me probably 2 months ago, and because the VNA is eliminating positions and things, there's individuals that worked exclusively for the VNA that are now bumping because of seniority to go into the school. So we have a person at one of the schools who's been there, I want to say over 12 years, is now getting bumped out because of what's happening with the VNA. So to think it's not having an impact on the schools, it is. And the other piece is I think that people and parents and staff and administration get very comfortable and used to a certain nurse. I know parents feel comfortable, and having and maintaining that nurse is important. I've expressed that to both the supervisor, the town manager, and the director.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? All right, we can move to a vote. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, the vote is 9-0. Yep. Okay, moving on to our next agenda item, the HVAC grant awards. We're gonna ask the finance director, Ashley Dorsey, to come on up and discuss this with the board. And then we will make a motion.
Basically just a follow-up to some of the work that we did back in the fall. You approved some educational specs, you approved some other language that we needed for the HVAC grants that we applied for in the fall. So in December of '23, we applied for the state's HVAC indoor air quality grant program through the Department of Administrative Services for HVAC upgrades at both Griswold Elementary School and Hubbard Elementary School. In May of 2024, so this past May, the district was notified that both grant applications had been awarded. Griswold Elementary School was awarded $1,243,928.71. Hubbard Elementary School was awarded $1,895,589.46 for a total grant award of $3,139,518.17 in total grant awards. So this is a reimbursement rate of 41.43% of both projects, of each of the projects. There is a motion on the town council agenda for tomorrow to authorize the town manager to authorize and sign the grant commitment letters, which is the next step in this whole process. Once the town council authorizes the town manager to approve those grant commitments and appropriate the grant funding, then we're going to start to see some motion on those grant projects at those two elementary schools.
So we're not taking action on this tonight. I know I said
No, this
earlier.
is just an
Motion,
update.
yeah, I was
Yep.
looking at the next thing. Is there any questions for Ashley? Questions, comments?
Just a quick comment. Thank you to Ashley and staff that put those applications together. They were not easy applications.
They are not
There
easy.
was a lot of information that had to go into it, timely information, and I know there's a lot of back and forth with DAS, so thank you for everyone that worked on that, because that was a lot of work, but hopefully the results are certainly positive, so we appreciate all the time that was put into it.
Of course.
Thank you. All right, moving on to the next item. Policy review revision, second reading and adoption of policy 6163.3, live animals in schools. Before we get into discussion, do we have a motion for consideration?
I'll move that the board adopt new policy 6163.3, live animals in school as presented.
Do we have a second? So the motion by Adam, second by Gina. Any discussion on this? I think we've had a lot of discussion over the past few months.
It was Jen, not Gina.
Oh, it was, okay. Jen. Any discussion? Okay, we can move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Did Peter vote?
He's voted aye, right?
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. The vote is 9-0. Next item is the Board of Education retreat in August. I don't know how much of a discussion we need to have on this unless anyone wants to add in, but Brian and I would like to have another Board of Ed retreat in August, similar to the one we had last year. So we will be sending out dates, and we can pick a mutually agreed upon date. Does anyone have anything that they want to discuss about this? Okay. Well, moving on to the next item. Item H, which we are moving up before E, for Meg Sorois's resignation. Do we have a motion for consideration? Yeah, you have to.
I gotta read it again?
Mhm.
Okay, hold on. Okay, we are not adding it. Motion to accept the resignation of Megan Sorois, the principal of Emma Hart Willard School, effective June 30th, 2024, and we'd like to thank her for her many years of service.
We have a motion by Tracy. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Brian. We can open up to discussion. I just want to thank Meg for her service. You know, I've always enjoyed seeing her at the building and at board meetings, and my son just started going there this year, and every time I would walk through the doors, I was greeted with, you know, hello, and it always seemed like she knew every single kid's name, and that is impressive. And, you know, I just want to thank her and wish her the best of luck, so.
I just want to thank Meg Sorois as well for her service, as I have a second grader. So I had the pleasure of, you know, seeing and working with her also through the PTO for the past few years, and I wish her the best in her future.
Working along Meg for a number of years in various capacities, you're not going to find a more dedicated educator that cares about students, and I want to just thank her for her time, her effort, and her dedication to Berlin Public Schools.
There's actually one more thing I want to share. So, you know, I teach in another district, and I had a student approach me like a few years ago, knowing I was on the Board of Ed, and he said, "Do you know Mrs. Sorois?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course I do." And this was totally unprovoked, and he said, "She was the best teacher I ever had." And he really struggled with learning, and he really struggled with, you know, the social piece, the acceptance of his peers, and academic achievement. And it made me so happy to hear that. And he just, you know, and that was something I was able to share with Meg. And I think that's really important. And I think that just shows, you know, the people we have in Berlin. And I'll be sad to see her go. So I just wanted to share that. Okay, we can move to a vote, unless there's anyone else. Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? 9-0. Okay, moving on to our next items. Unaffiliated administrator contracts. We're going to have to enter into executive session, and then in executive session, we will also be covering personnel not covered by collective bargaining and the evaluation of the superintendent. So we are going to be entering into executive session, inviting Denise Parsons and the superintendent, Brian Benigni. Can I get a motion for consideration to enter into executive session?
So moved.
Do we have a second? Okay, so motion by Adam, second by Jamie. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, so we are going in at 8:19, and then we will, we'll go over there to the conference room, and then we will just close the meeting out. So thank you, everyone, for being here this evening.
Warmer in there.